Hi, I'm Kevin Mahan.
And I'm Sam Chaplin.
I host the Attitude Era podcast.
And I haven't seen any films.
And welcome to Cinema Swirl. Hello everyone, welcome to Cinema Swirl, episode 13. Everyone, once again, it's me, Kevin, joined as I am always in this traipse through Tinseltown by my OT BFF. It's Sam Chaplin. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
That phrase, OT BFF, I'm expecting that to trend worldwide.
Yeah. Hashtag OT BFF.
Keep calm and OT BFF, you know? I'm just saying, if any of you smart folks on Redbubble want to get making some t-shirts that are really going to move some fucking product, that's it right there.
Yeah.
How you doing, Sam?
Good, yeah. Episode 13. Unlucky for some.
This is a unique episode for a number of reasons. First episode we've ever recorded when it's actually sunny outside.
I don't like it.
I don't like it one bit. We've got like whatever seasonal affect disorder. I think we have the opposite of it. Because, you know, most people, the sun comes out. Oh yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Compared to when it's all, dark and you can't stay outside.
Still affected by the seasons, but the wrong way around.
Yeah, the wrong way around. Atypical seasonal affective disorder, because it's too warm and it's sunny and there are people outside and I could do without all of that.
There's men without shirts. Just
fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
I saw 4 youths with cans of curling outside here, like, you know.
That's England.
That's England. I know, I'm not, they could well go on to be The Streets.
Yeah,
you know, so I can't really hold judgment.
Don't mug yourself there, mate, by discounting them before they become famous.
This is going to be an interesting one. We threw out the vote. We're doing themed votes for season 2 of Cinema Swirl. This theme was a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Gangsters.
OTGs we're talking about here.
Yeah.
One true gangsters.
Yes.
And the vote for this one, we had a number of different ones. We had Godfather, Goodfellas, and Scarface. And this was a hotly contested vote.
Very much so, yeah.
Over at facebook.com/Cinema Swirl, where all the voting happens, which is where you should go and do a like.
Yes,
recently got 1,000 likes, Sam. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Got to reuse that 1,000 graphic one more time. Which is good. Gangster movies. So, I mean, this was a hotly contested one. A lot of people were very passionate about these.
I thought The Godfather would win.
Because it is the godfather of gangster movies in many respects.
It's the Godfather of movies, isn't it? It's the one where that's a lot of people's go-to best film, Godfather. Done. Sorted.
Did you assume that's what people would vote for?
Yeah.
I'm beginning to notice now a trend in voting that people aren't voting for what is the biggest classic of all time.
It's what would be most entertaining.
I think they're voting for the ones that they think you will react most favourably to.
Yeah.
So, I think
nice.
That's nice, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I think people are trying to, in a way, vote for movies they think you'll enjoy.
Okay, well that's sweet. Thank you guys.
But the people also thought you'd enjoy Raiders of the Lost Ark. Quick one, that was probably your most negative review you've ever given a movie. A startling 3 star wipes. So bad he thought it was okay. Any heat? Any feedback?
No, not really. People were quite nice about it. Just fine.
Do you ever get people tweeting you kind of going, why didn't you like that film?
Not yet.
Really?
No, I don't think so. Or if I have, I've not noticed it. It's probably there somewhere in the comments of something.
Because people tweet me and go, why didn't Sam like that movie? Like, it's my fucking business.
Keep doing that. Keep tweeting Kevin with things you don't like about me.
Please, yeah. But I think what my theory is that most people go, well, I can't just start tweeting Sam saying, why didn't you like that film?
Yeah.
Because number one, I do that usually for an hour to 2 hours per episode to you already.
Yeah.
So you already have your fill.
Yeah.
And number two, I don't know, maybe someone hurt your feelings.
Oh, well, that's nice. Anyway.
Shall we dip into the mailbag before we get started?
Yeah, sure.
That assumedly, because I just moved my hands and made a gesture, that the new
might be a jingle.
There might be a jingle.
This is for the edit.
And if there isn't a jingle now, this is going to become like the jingle is going to be like Maris from Frasier, like a great unseen character that's often discussed, but never shows up.
Yeah,
never
the mailbag jingle.
Yeah, the mailbag jingle, greatest unseen character of all time.
Oft talked about.
But yes, thanks very much. You can send your questions, comments, and queries to cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
It's good. I like it because it's kind of fun. It's like sharing an apartment with Sam, but none of the stress, basically. Yeah. You know, because we both go, I put a little gold star next to the questions I like, you see, So we got our own little routines, sharing the mailbox,
So we both got a key.
We both got a key. Right, let's see here. So, first of all, we got a question from Ben Davis. I'm not sure if this will make much sense to you. Are you aware of the Broken Skull Challenge? You watched an episode
Stone Cold Steve Austin, the wrestler.
Yeah, we watched an episode of that, didn't you? You were at our house. Yeah. So the question here, this is from Ben Davis. Thanks for writing in, Ben. He says, hey guys, bit of a throwback / crossover question. What would you rather do for $10,000? Hunt down Jaws or do the Broken Skull Challenge?
Hunt down Jaws.
Yeah.
Or
because I think that was the figure that they gave for,
But £10,000 was or
$10,000, which is like, I don't know, like 50 quid or whatever.
It was a lot back in those
Your money's
days.
weak.
Back in Jaws days, it was a lot more than it is now. The Broken Skull Challenge, if you've not seen it, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin, the famous wrestler.
Bald, redneck wrestler.
Yeah, angry man, drinks a lot of beer. He challenges people to do just a weird assault course. It's like a really brutal version of Total Wipeout.
Mate, basically, yeah.
Except instead of Richard Hammond,
who's
Steve Austin.
I was going to say, it's kind of like the Crystal Maze, but instead of like a helpful voice there, you do have a bald man still.
Yeah.
But it's a much different bald man.
Yeah.
But to get $10,000 for the Broken Skull Challenge, traditionally on the Broken Skull Challenge, you'd have to complete the Skull Buster,
right?
Which is the dreaded obstacle course. Yeah. But he says just do it.
Okay. Well, no, I think he means do the Skull Buster. And when we watched that horrible show, I was thinking Stone Cold Steve Austin kept saying, "And you'll win 10 grand." I was like, that's not enough
money
for what this is.
No.
That's not enough money. So I'd rather hunt down a fucking shark.
How are you on boats? Like, because I'm going to say here, you strike me as someone who might get seasick.
I get sick. Seasick, not as much. I'm fine on a boat.
Would you get sick on the car to the boat? Like,
yeah,
okay.
I get travel sick, but not boat sick. Seasick.
I say as long as you get the sick out of your system, I would gladly attempt to hunt down Jaws.
Okay, yeah.
We go out in the Stugats, you and I, a bit of bonding.
See,
time.
attempting to hunt down Jaws, that means you could just spend a bit of time in a boat.
Easy peasy.
And
we know not to
even
fall.
Try.
Yeah, we know not to fall for the tricks. We've seen the movie. We know Jaws' weaknesses.
We'd start out with a bigger boat.
That's exactly. Yeah, we'll bring 2 roast dinners to catch it as well. Another question here. This is from Owen Davis. Thanks for writing in, Owen. His question is, what is the weirdest food you've ever snuck into a cinema? For him, it's 2 large Domino's pizzas. Now, Owen, I'm going to say off the bat, that is very impressive.
Congratulations, Owen.
2 large Domino's.
How do you sneak that into a cinema?
I've not... Right, Owen, you needed to attach a picture here.
This is the first question where I want to write back to someone and say, no, Owen, right, next time, write back in with how you got those in. Did you put them in... Because you can't get that in like a backpack.
No. Unless he's got
you decant it into some other
slices, wrap it in tin foil, put it in a Tupperware box.
Yeah,
that's like something a mother would do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'll pack you up a pizza.
I mean, probably the worst thing I went through a phase of like sneaking in alcohol.
Imagine if you got it delivered to the
during the middle of the film, like, yo, I would say like the weirdest food. I mean, I'm going to include drinks in the category, but I went through a phase when I was in uni of like sneaking in like alcohol, and I brought in a thermos of white wine.
Right.
So that's the worst. That's the worst there. Okay. I mean, people who are listening from Ireland will probably know that in Ireland there's pretty much a zero tolerance policy with outside food.
Okay. And
I used to run afoul with the cinema who I used to go to, which is the Eye Cinema in Galway, which have an Eddie Rockets, which is kind of like a fast food American style diner beside it. Yeah. Eat there first, and then we go to the cinema because we would reek of chips. We'd always get patted down. The security guard there, who looked a bit like the big boss man from wrestling, he would literally pat us down and take our fucking bags and shit. So
I've never had anything looked over or looked at.
Unbelievable, eh?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like
my entire cinema going career.
But these days you can buy a coffee. Yeah. Oh, there is one. I will tell you one. And this is the worst thing I've ever done as a human being in my life.
That's a big statement.
Oh, yeah, because I'm going to say in retrospect, it's going to be like, no, you've done a lot worse things than that, Kevin. Like,
you killed that man.
You killed that man. You ordered that pizza in the middle of this movie. I used to live in Glasgow briefly, and a great thing about UK cinemas, is that you guys have got coffee franchises in the cinema.
Often, yeah.
Which I love, like a cold winter's morning.
A Costa or similar.
Or similar, right? Unfortunately, the Glasgow Cinema World, where I was a member of, had a Cafe Nero.
Okay.
Which, I'm just going to say now, I don't like Cafe Nero.
All right.
Whatsoever, you know.
That's one new follower gone.
That's what I'm sorry, cutting out that as an immediate, like, you know, potential avenue source.
Gone.
Revenue, gone.
Yeah. But Starbucks still on the table.
Starbucks on the table. I'm a big fan of Starbucks, a big fan of Costas.
Okay.
There was a Starbucks and a Costas literally outside the door of this Cafe Nero place, and I would buy a very large Starbucks or Costas and put it in my big coat. You know how big a fucking big Starbucks is. I've got big arms.
Yeah.
But, you know, and I would sneak it into the cinema. And I did this several occasions, and you could tell each time that something was up. I had to walk past the Cafe Nero, and they could smell the coffee.
They could smell the good coffee.
One time, a cinema employee asked me where I was doing taking that in, and I said I was diabetic.
Oh no!
I needed the sugar from this caramel macchiato, and how dare he? And he left me alone, and I felt rubbish. Luckily, though, awesome movie. Had a great.
Everything was fine.
Everything on point. The guy, I would say that, you know, if you are a member of the barista squad at the Starbucks adjacent to Cineworld in Glasgow, I've never had a bad experience there. Yeah. So, you know.
And if you are a member of the diabetic community,
if you're a member of the diabetic community, I will say direct your angst towards the disparity in quality between Cafe Nero and Starbucks in the Glasgow area. That's it. It's as simple as that, guys.
I've snuck nothing weird into a cinema.
Have you snuck nothing at all?
No, well, like I've had like some sweets or something, but nothing strange.
You don't strike me that you would.
I play it by the book.
Yeah. You're a straight arrow chaplain.
Yeah, I get annoyed when people have like crisps in the cinema.
Oh yeah, no, crisps is awful.
Stop it.
Yeah.
I know. There we go. Just airing my grievances.
This is a big one for us. There's a lot of firsts.
Okay.
So we'll start at the top. We're doing Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And the most important thing about that is director, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a movie by Martin Scorsese?
Yes.
Really?
I've seen 2 movies by Martin Scorsese, if not more.
Please enlighten me.
Okay, so before Cinema Swirl as a concept existed, very shortly before, I watched Taxi Driver.
Well, we can scratch that one off the list.
Yeah, that's gone. Sorry, guys. I wish I hadn't, because it's like a classic.
That and Die Hard, I think, are the 2 big ones everyone keeps asking about that you've actually seen.
Yeah,
so
Jurassic Park. Gone.
Forget about it, folks, right?
Yeah, I watched Taxi Driver because I think we were having conversations where it's like, you haven't seen any films. And I was like, well, I'll start watching films.
I'll show you. I'll ruin this podcast before it even starts.
Yeah. So I watched Taxi Driver. I really enjoyed it, but I watched Taxi Driver because I'd watched The King of Comedy.
Oh, excellent.
Which I fucking love.
I adore that movie.
It's fantastic. Brilliant movie. Funny, sad,
excellent.
Weird, very good. And I thought, okay, I really like that a lot. Presumably I'll like Taxi Driver. And in comparison, I didn't like it as much. I thought it was good, but not, as fantastic.
King of Comedy is one of my favourite movies.
Yeah, it's great.
I think it's absolutely fucking awesome.
People mispronouncing Rupert Pupkin is just the funniest thing. That's a good recurring... Oh, God.
So, Scorsese then, you've seen 2 of his movies.
Yeah.
What do you reckon to the man then?
I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've seen what I thought was a legit cameo of him in The Sopranos. He's in the first season, I think.
That's going to pop up here a lot, folks.
Yeah.
Is it not actually him?
You know what it said? Hey, Marty! And there's little Martin. That's not him.
No way!
I thought it was him. It's not him.
I thought it was him too.
Yeah. It's a good impersonator.
That's really good.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. Right, another one then, I obviously, because this also stars someone who's very, very important. First time we've had this man in an episode of the podcast, which is surprising, Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
So you've obviously seen Robert De Niro a couple of times already.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the man?
Really good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can you do a Robert De Niro impression for me? I'll tell you right off the bat, he's not doing the face.
You gotta kind of look like...
You bit your lower lip and gave me a look of deep lust. That's not Robert De Niro.
No, I can't. It's like, you talking to me? You looking... I'm the only one. I can't do it.
Let's hear that again.
It's the, you talking to me. Hi, I'm film actor Robert De Niro. You talking to me? You talking to me?
Because he's quiet, but he's intense, and I don't think you can...
There's no one else here. You talking to me?
He doesn't laugh.
Can't do the face.
You can't do the face.
No. Yeah, Kevin looks like he's eating a lemon, and he's sort of gesturing with his hands that he doesn't know. What? Yeah.
The older the man has become, the squintier his face is.
He's got more Robert De Niro-y as
he's just like, I think with people like Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, a lot of these heavy hitters who've got, back in the 70s and 80s, it's kind of like they had a mild eccentricity or there's a certain energy about them. Yeah. I think all those guys, all those actors have like a parody meter that has just been slowly turned up the older they get.
Yeah, they have grown into themselves and become...
Well, if you look at Al Pacino and Robert De Niro now, I put Sylvester Stallone in this group as well.
Oh, absolutely.
They basically look like Muppet Jim Henson versions of themselves now.
Yeah.
They're like silly, weird looking, all over the top, all that. So you're obviously another man in this movie. I'm pretty sure you're not going to have heard of seen him. Joe Pesci. Joe Pepsi. Pesky Max. Do you know who I'm talking about when I say Joe Pesci?
Was he in Home Alone?
Yes.
Yeah. Is he
Fucking hell.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's great. Yeah.
So do you know his voice then?
I can't really remember it. It's been a long time since I've seen Home Alone.
Okay.
I know he got badly hurt by an iron.
He did. Now, Home Alone's a scary movie, folks.
Yeah, it's scary.
Yeah.
It's really violent.
Yeah.
This is the same with Home Alone and Tom and Jerry. I'm like, this is too much for
children. I'm not letting my children watch this filth.
How was this fine? Yeah.
So, Goodfellas, have you heard of this movie before?
Yes. In that it's a Martin Scorsese gangster movie and it's not The Godfather, which is the other big gangster movie.
Any details of plot in this?
No.
So I
don't know what happens. I know there's some Goodfellas. Presumably, that's the plot right there.
No, not the brand of frozen pizza. Good. Do you get that in this country, Goodfellas?
Yeah.
Because
I was going to mention it.
You're a frozen pizza connoisseur, right?
Yeah, I do love a frozen pizza.
Where would Goodfellas rank?
I heat it up first, of course.
Hey!
Suck on it like a lolly.
Do you want to tell people the concept you and I had a few years ago for an amazing... It was a concept for an ad for a series of frozen pizzas. Because I'll say this, folks, I noticed that Sam liked frozen pizzas around the same time I noticed that he liked Pepsi. And I don't think you eat him as much as he used to.
No. Back then, it was like a defining feature of my personality.
I do remember seeing you have your food for the week, and then it was a bag, and there was like 5 frozen pizzas and 5 2-litre bottles of Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
I'm not exaggerating.
No, that's fine.
That was what it was.
That's, yeah.
So, do you want to tell people our concept, if you remember it?
I don't think I can remember the concept.
Right, we were eating a particularly nice frozen pizza. Because the great thing about knowing Sam, folks, is
I know the good ones.
He knows the good ones. Yeah. And if Sam comes around with a frozen pizza, you're going to get, essentially, the best frozen pizza experience that you can get at that shop. It was the one that took a little extra time to make because it had the uncooked base.
Oh, yeah.
And you had the very convincing line, you'll get that time back in flavour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And the concept was, right, this is the ad for your Goodfellas or, Dr. Utker or who are some other...
Dr.
Utker.
Chicago
Town, that's it, yeah. I've ordered pizza.
Arguably the kings of the frozen pizza game. Just saying.
Clearly.
At Chicago Town, follow us, come on.
Yeah, come on, guys. I mean, I think we can get this
Try and get Chicago Town.
Right, all right, Chicago Town, you can use this if you want to.
Okay.
Using our branding, it's fine. I'm me, Kevin. I'm at home and I want to get a pizza because I'm lonely and miserable and I hate myself. And I go and I type into the internet, give me a fucking pizza or whatever.
Yeah.
And it goes off and you see it goes to the internet, all the cables and all the electricity. Sam knocks on the door then, full nondescript pizza boy attire.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, knock. Open the door. He takes out the big, warm thing to keep it warm. Frozen pizza's inside.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's not ready. It's not cooked.
It's not ready. Not cooked. And you say you'll get that time back
in flavour.
Now I do feel saying out loud that he's missing a bit in the middle. But the concept is solid.
Yeah.
No one's done that. The twist, the reveal.
Someone come in to deliver the pizza and it's frozen. You're like, well, doesn't matter, it's frozen. You'll get that time back in flavour.
I'm just saying, you could corner the home delivery frozen pizza market.
Oh yeah, just taking a frozen pizza around.
Just take a frozen pizza around. All you need is a car and a couple of lads. Do it, Chicago Town. Follow us and do it.
There's the pitch.
Your
move.
Back to Goodfellas.
Yeah.
More like Great Fellas.
Hey.
But Goodfellas, this one I was really, really excited about because one thing you and I've got varying tastes, and there's very few things which were kind of, well, not a few things, but non-comedy things were usually pretty disparate in terms of what we're super into.
Yeah, there's some overlap, but we've got very distinct interests that go in different directions. Yeah.
The main area of overlap, though, for us has always been, I think, Sopranos is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
You're big into the Sopranos.
Hey!
People have always been saying to us they love any time there's any sort of like Sopranos bit on.
I hope there's a lot of that in this.
Do you know about the crossover between Sopranos and Goodfellas?
No.
All right, I'm not going to say much because I don't want to spoil it.
Okay.
But in total, if you're like counting everyone now, there's like 27 to 30 former cast members from Sopranos in this movie.
What?
Yeah.
Well, the other way around. Well,
no. 27 people who are in both.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Thereabouts. I think it could be slightly more, slightly less.
Okay. So it'd be kind of spot the face and work out.
I'm going to say this right now, folks. If you don't like The Sopranos or you've never seen it, there might be a number of instances of, oh my god, it's blank from The Sopranos. Yeah. But I'm saying this, if you're someone who's seen Goodfellas, you've not watched Sopranos.
Watch all of The Sopranos right now.
Or are you seriously, like, you know, it's so for fuck's sake, watch The Sopranos this instant.
Yeah.
I love it. It's one of my favourite shows of all time. I just finished rewatching it for like the fourth time. Last night I watched the last episode with Joe, and fucking love. What's your favourite part of Sopranos? Favourite episode? Favourite character? Because you got Satriali's pork store T-shirt.
Yeah. I like Ralphie.
Ralphie's your favourite?
Well, he's not my favourite, but he's like the
fucking
worst. But I enjoy scenes with him in because it's just so tense. Him swinging the big gladiator thing around.
Have you seen Gladiator?
No.
Well, that might be a good one.
Maybe. No.
So Ralph's there. How about the main crew? Like, who would be your guy? Everyone's got a guy that they... I mean, for me, it was Bobby Bacala. Bobby Bacala, from literally the first episode he appeared in, I'm like, that guy's my fucking favourite.
Paulie, I enjoy just because of how he points. He points with his little finger. Yeah.
You went to Purgatory, my friends. You know, this is going to be great. I already know you're going to love this.
Yeah.
Because I think Goodfellas is interesting because it's one which thing everyone knows is a movie and is a thing.
Yeah.
But I think the specific details. There's one
I know
famous scene from this.
Okay.
With Joe Pesci. I don't know if you're familiar with it though.
Oh God! Is it the Funny Like a Clown?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's this.
Yes.
Oh.
How does that scene go?
Ha! You're funny. Funny. Funny how? Funny like a clown.
I'm sorry, I'm just saying...
Argument ensued.
I'm saying right now, any movie that Joe Pesci's in, if you replace him with you, I just immediately, that's just like, I don't know. Yeah. Gone Fishing, Home Alone.
Let's go and burgle
Casino,
this house.
You know, that it would work. Really. Are you excited for this one?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on though. I have no idea.
You've no earthly clue.
All we've talked about is like it's a gangster movie and these people are in it.
Okay.
That's
you know that David Cross, what he said about this movie?
What? Who? Sorry.
David Cross, the creator of The Sopranos.
What did he say?
He said that this is like essentially like the Holy Bible, the Quran. This is like for The Sopranos. This is like the guide.
Okay.
This
cool.
Some would say he lifted. Some would say that he originally actually wanted to make Goodfellas the TV series.
Okay.
So
this will be kind of...
This will be interesting to see.
I'll be able to see the roots of Sopranos in this.
You definitely will, I think. So This is like the first time a Cinema Swirl movie, I think, is going to be like a particular interest to you, not just because of the movie itself, but because of its definite relationship to something that you really like.
But I really don't know what happens.
Interesting.
I have no idea of the plot.
Sit around and eat a bunch of pizzas.
It could be that.
Could be.
And that'd be interesting. I'd like if they were good characters and they were just eating good pizza.
Yeah. Are you talking to me? Am I funny? Answer the question. Answer the question. Let's go.
This pizza tastes funny. Funny how?
All right, let's go to a Cinema Swirl. I feel weird. This is the first time we've come back where we haven't had some sort of football chant or, you know, great music in this movie. Don't get me wrong.
Music, not chantable.
The theme from Goodfellas. And that doesn't work. Sorry. Well, there you go. Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Big smile on your fucking face.
Big smile.
This is great.
Good
for me,
fucking film.
You enjoyed.
Yeah.
I can tell, like, Level of engagement is for me is usually like how I can tell if you enjoy a movie.
Yeah.
Like if you're kind of like sucked in, and if you're making noises at the right moments, and Sam Chapman was making oohs and ahs like you wouldn't believe. You know, this was good. This tickled you in the right place. So initial gut reaction then.
Yeah. Awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Brilliant.
I didn't want to like. I was chatting to people earlier about this, and I was like, given your love of Sopranos alone, I was like, I think this might be like one of his favorite movies. But I didn't want to say that before we watched it because I knew that would just fucking spoil it from the. I knew I didn't want to put a big weight of pressure.
Yeah.
You will like this movie.
Yeah, because that can sometimes dampen it a bit.
Yeah, take note, everyone at home showing movies to friends ever.
Yeah.
don't put it on a pedestal too much.
It's sort of what this podcast is.
Seriously, yeah. But I mean, that's good. I'm very happy that you enjoyed that.
Gut reaction. Yeah.
Did The Sopranos? Was I like overblowing that for you?
No. That was very much like. Because I've watched Sopranos and now I've watched this, it feels like that's like Sopranos the movie sort of. It's kind of like
yeah. Because most people do it the way around. They're going to go like Sopranos is Goodfellas the TV series.
I know
chronologically. I was the same as you though. I watched this after I watched Sopranos.
Yeah, this is the vibe. That just everything about it is kind of
the music, the way it's shot, the tension, the characters,
a lot of the fucking actors,
most of the principal cast. But generally, just like one thing as well, the authenticity, like I think is a huge thing with this because I do think watching this movie after watching The Sopranos has been massively helpful in the fact that I know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Points, vig, made. It's all. There's a lot of info to digest here, but this is based on a book that's like
gravy being tomato
sauce. Why would you put Bisto on spaghetti? They're not. Pay attention. It's red. If you're colorblind, you're fucked when you're watching this stuff. I'm just saying that. So we start off with 3 men in a car who stab and bury and shoot a man that is in their boot. Not necessarily in that order.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're setting the pace here for this movie with gore, violence, tension, you know.
Yeah, straight off the bat. I did struggle just reading the credits that kind of drive onto the screen.
Yeah.
With Ray... I wanted to pronounce Ray's surname as Loiter, and that's not... Ray... Ray Liotta.
Ray Liotta. When you said Ray Lawyer, that sounds like the most unintimidating gang member ever.
Yeah.
It sounds like, you know...
Mickey the Shoes, Ray Loiter.
Johnny Breaks Your Legs, Ray Loiter. Don't want him outside my store. Get out of here, I'll call your mum.
Johnny J. Wood. The whole gang.
Barry the Litterer. You know, all the big names here. So Ray Liotta, you recognise... I didn't bring him up.
Yeah.
Because, I'll be honest...
He's the main one.
Funny when you look at the movie poster for this, which has got Bobby De Niro fucking front and center, kind of going, "This movie's about me." It's Ray Liotta kind of going, "Oh,
hello, I'm less famous, but more important in the film.
I squandered my fame. No one remembers it." He's honestly,
He's really good in this.
Ray Liotta, and the only reason I make fun of him for that, is because no one that good became so irrelevant so quickly.
Yeah.
Tell you what, folks, when you're home now, Google Ray Liotta and see what he looks like now. He looks like he's auditioning for Thundercats. I don't know what happened to this man, but he's not in movies and he looks like a cat.
He is Tommy Vercetti, though, from Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
You're a Vice City fan, are you?
Yeah, I picked it up from his voice alone. I was just like, oh, that's him.
Yeah, he's kind of... You'll see Ray Liotta doing a lot of Remember Me-O's and Goodfellas type stuff. Yeah. But he is so fucking good in this.
Brilliant, yeah.
Like, fucking incredible. He just... And I like... straight away as well, you get narration. This is something I don't know if you were expecting or not. It's obviously one of the big differences between this and, you know...
Yeah, I was thinking... initially I thought, right, this is the start of the movie. There's going to be a lot of voiceover-based exposition. You know, setting everything up, going, oh, when I was...
Like Lebowski, basically. A little bit at the start.
Maybe a bit at the start, and then the rest of the movie is kind of, you know, non-narrated. But I liked the narration. I think that's one of those things in like screenwriting courses that they say don't do so much voiceover, someone explaining what's happening, because that kind of kills the momentum of the film.
Yeah.
But this is one of those things where it kind of breaks the rules and works perfectly.
Well, I think it's because they're covering so much ground in this movie as well.
Yeah.
Like, they move from like year to year, like
if there was
breakneck
no
speeds.
voiceover, this film would be like 5 hours long.
It would be dreadfully fucking confusing as well, like, seriously. So yeah, I mean, it's essentially the start of this movie. It's the old Scorsese technique where you've got a bit you're starting off with, and then you flash all the way back, and then you kind of move forward to reach the bit at the start of the movie at the midpoint.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I like it because at the start it makes no sense, and by the time you get there, the whole scene has got all this amazing significance. The music in this movie is probably one of my favorite like soundtracks ever.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's all great. There's a bit towards the end. I know I'm skipping ahead now. But where it's just great song, great song, great song, great song, great song. It's like quick. It's like someone skipping through a playlist that they're kind of getting bored of so many great songs. They're just pressing another one on this.
I know. I think like, something I always admire, if you're a director who can like have a kick-ass soundtrack that's not only like amazing for the context of scenes, but also to sit and listen to.
Big part of Quentin Tarantino's success, I think, is
definitely
brilliant soundtracks.
Yeah. And that's something always you get in The Sopranos. Has always had awesome music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious that it's kind of, I mean, they didn't nick the awesome music from this, but it helps things a lot. So Ray Liotta narrates this whole thing. We start him off as a little kid.
And the kid looks so much like Ray Liotta. It's amazing. Yeah.
Characters age throughout this movie, and they do an excellent job of making Robert De Niro look young, then the age he is, then old, and you know, the kid they get for Ray Liotta's character, Henry. It's perfect. Yeah. This little kid... He's half born, essentially, as we would say in Game of Thrones. Yeah. Half Irish, half Italian, wants to be a gangster.
Parking Cadillacs.
He starts like working like a little part-time job in a taxi rank, which is run by this guy called Paulie, who's like the big fucking boss.
Yeah, and
he's a big cheese.
At this point, I've just seen Paulie Walnuts from Sopranos there.
And with a very odd haircut.
Yeah, we just see him for a bit. He doesn't do much in this film.
He just kind of goes, oh, you went to purgatory, my friend.
Yeah, he's there for a bit, and then it's like, and this guy's called Paulie, and it's not Paulie, it's another Paulie. There's another Paulie, which is confusing for me.
Very confusing.
Yeah. Paulie's big boss guy.
Big round Paulie.
Yeah.
Roly-poly.
But quiet.
Soft-spoken.
Yeah. Which makes him all the more scary.
He's the soft-spoken Gary Cooper type. You know, he's basically the man who Tony Soprano wants everyone to be, essentially.
Yeah.
He handles his business. He's old style, old Italian, mucking about.
One-on-one.
He doesn't use any phones.
No conferencing.
It's great. His job at the start is just basically like ferrying him around as he like knocks on several doors because the man refuses to use a phone. I like that. So you get like a nice carefree criminal childhood.
Yeah, well, apart from like when the letter gets home that he's been dicking around with all these... Well, he's not been at school for like months. And his dad starts hitting him quite severely and says, you're going to be a bum. And I just like the concept of being a bum as being the worst possible thing. Yeah. Coming back up.
I think in the Cinema Swirl canon, I think we can definitely say that if I call you a bum. Bum is like, you know... That's the bottom.
Get out of here, you bum.
Like, don't go to school for months, you'll be a bum. All right? If you haven't been to school for months, fucking go, all right? Get on the bus, go to school, stop being a bum.
That's all they need to say to get kids to go to school. You'll be a bum.
It's great. What I love most as well is that, you know, the concept of reacting to this, which is not to lean on the father, not to lean on the school. They beat up the mailman. They essentially shoot the messenger. I love it. It's great.
Literally do.
Just like beat the shit out of the mailman. No more letters coming through this box.
They put his head in an oven. He's not a pizza. He's a postman.
I do say carefree criminal childhood.
Yeah, blowing up cars.
I was going to say, like, he blows up all these cars running away, and I'm kind of like, I remember once where we went to a field and we weren't allowed in there. That's pretty much as close as it got.
Not blowing up any cars?
Once put a firecracker on a big piece of cow shit. You know? Yeah. But I'll be honest, the cow shit, no one cared really. That's why we did it, you know?
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
You know, and that child got dysentery. Anyway, So you get like kind of like little glimpses though of this like horrible life that's ahead of him, because he's just like kind of like, hey, I'm a kid, I'm getting money, I've got a suit.
Fun. Yeah, he's like, I've got more money than the grown-ups. Look at my shoes, aren't they great? And his mum's like, you look like a gangster. And he's like, yeah, exactly.
That's what
Exactly,
that's
Mum.
what I'm going for.
God,
That's
Mum.
why I hashtagged it on Instagram, you stupid mum.
Hashtag gangster.
Hashtag gangster style. Hashtag
Like
gangster
boys who
shoes.
look like gangsters.
Boys who look like gangsters. Hashtag gangster boys. Hashtag alternative gangster boys. Yeah, but what I love most is that like the little glimpse you get at the start, which is the guy who's shot and runs into the taxi stand.
Yeah.
And Paulie's reaction is, you wasted 8 aprons
on this guy.
on this man. Like, can you not like think for a moment here, kid?
That gives you an impression of the value of people's lives in the
This is quite
world,
and the value of
versus
aprons.
the value of aprons and food preparation.
I'll be honest,
much more important than just people.
Well, I mean, people are everywhere, but has anyone ever said of an overpopulation problem of white aprons? No, because they're in short supply, people.
Yeah.
Wake up, people.
You know, we don't have enough of good gravy.
So we get introduced to Jimmy Conway, who is a...
Who's your fucking granddad?
Seriously.
Putting money in your pocket. Don't tell your mother.
He literally comes in, this guy, he's like 28 years old, he's meant to be. Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro with a big smile and a biggest bag of cash you've ever seen. He gives money to literally everyone.
He literally kind of throws it around to anyone who will just take money.
Someone messaged us before on cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
That's cinemaswirl@gmail.com.
Which was, they said, is there any like background role you would wish to play in any of the movies we've seen so far? I just want to be an innocent bystander in a scene where this fucker comes in.
Getting some money.
I will have my hand out.
Yeah.
One arm as long as the other. Begging this man. Just give me my, I'm here. Ah.
Money and cigarettes. Just
Hey, no
pouring
one else
into
in the
him.
room's got a beard. You know, he'll probably give me a $2,000 for that. Like, he loves stealing and he loves killing. So, you know, Robert De Niro living the life here. I will say for the record, folks, in this episode when we're recapping stuff, we will use the character names, the actor names, and the characters they played in The Sopranos, probably interchangeably.
Yeah.
So
It might get a bit confusing, but you hopefully know who we're talking about.
you can pause and rewind. I do say, though, you know, keep up.
Yeah.
You know? So, like, Henry's, like, doing all these little odd jobs, starts working with Jimmy, and he gets pinched quite early on selling cigarettes.
Yeah.
And it's like a big thing. He's like in front of a court. It's like you think, oh, end of the road. He's going down. But like he gets out, he gets off the hook, and
like
he comes
a bar
out. And it's
mitzvah
like,
or something. Everyone's like,
hey,
"Yeah, you're a man now."
You popped your cherry, like unbelievable. I wish my parents would be. I mean, I feel now because he did that when he's like 13 or something like that.
I'm not sure how old he's supposed to be. Yeah, like
I feel like now that when I have my first court date, being
Won't be the same.
27 now, that I think it'll be kind of like
too late.
the equivalent of me getting on like a little ride you put a quid in to move back and forth outside a shop. Like it's kind of like, you're too old, mate.
Yeah.
It's not cute anymore.
No.
You've been arrested as a grown-ass man. That's
You
not
are
adorable.
a criminal.
You're a criminal. Go to the jail, like, you know? So then we get first of several flashes forward to grown-ass man Ray Liotta. He's grown up now. He's all grown up. It's basically like Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Where he's grown into a man.
He's about 21 here.
21 or thereabouts.
Yeah.
He's a young man with the world by the balls.
Yeah.
He's basically what Tony Soprano wished his son was, I think, in many respects. Yeah. But we get this amazing... This is like one of my favorite things about this movie. It's just like every scene oozes character. Well, we're in this little club. He's just kind of like, oh, and this guy here, he's this...
The red.
Everyone in the room has got a name, a fucking gimmick. Has got something about him.
Great.
Like, you know, oh, here's Johnny No Dick. He has no dick. You know, I love that. My favourite one, of course, being Jimmy Two Times, who says everything twice. And you can just about hear him go, I'm going to go get the papers. Brilliant. That's like fucking pure gold. I love that when, like, you can give a guy, like the Coen brothers do that a lot in their movies. If we do more of them, you'll see. Where you can give a guy who's got one line.
Yeah. Character.
And
Johnny
memorable.
Two Time is...
Johnny Two Times is definitely
That's Jimmy
that.
Two Time, but you know.
Jimmy Two whatever.
Whatever his name was.
We
You
get
got
to
Randy the
see-
Ram, you know.
We get like another, like, I said 27 or so people from Sopranos in this.
Yeah.
But just some of the small ones. Like
Just background characters.
Big Pussy Bumpin' Sarah is just there, like, in the background in the kitchen.
I don't think he says anything.
No, he doesn't. He's just pushing around a cart with coats on it.
But he's there.
He's there.
It's as if, like, when David Chase was casting The Sopranos, he literally just went on IMDb,
Got as many as
which
he could.
probably didn't exist then, but just said, I want that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that. Like a big shopping list. Like, if you got needs.
Yeah. I was surprised Ray Liotta didn't show up in The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Probably the fact that he didn't look like a human being, probably, I'm sorry, we're not going with the fucking, reptilian race secretly controlling the New Jersey mob angle on this season. Yeah. Maybe season 7. The collars, the fashion. What are they?
I don't know. They vary a lot. There's the big, like, Harry Hill...
The one I'm talking about, the one that's so thin that you can't even see the tie underneath.
Yeah, it's really kind of clamps down on it. It feels like the tie is being suffocated.
That's awful.
Yeah,
Why
terrible.
would you do that to a tie?
I don't know.
Awful. Awful collars.
They all look pretty terrible.
They're awful men who look awful, so I guess it kind of makes sense.
It works out in the end.
We get introduced to Tommy, who's kind of like... He was brought. You see him earlier on. He was one of the kids he was hanging out with, and now he's all grown up.
The kid who plays Tommy in the little background scene does kind of have the same voice. It's really cute.
He's got a little kind of. So it's Joe.
Funny how
Joe Pepsi, and like one of the greatest scenes of introducing you to someone. We get the funny how
straight
scene.
Away. Yeah.
What did you think of Funny How?
Funny How was great, but before that, just everyone listening to his stories and laughing, that made me laugh so much. How strongly they laugh.
Ray Liotta, his laughing face, which it looks like a cross between a Persian cat and Nigel Farage, both after they've had a lot of fish, just kind of twisting and contorting into like he's basically like wrapping his entire flesh around his spine in a spiral, and everyone laughs so hard and like kind of like you're the best.
Don't tell him he's funny. No,
there's like an underlying tension in every single scene that Joe Pepsi is in.
Yeah,
and I love that.
It was tense. It was very, very tense. I didn't know it was Ray Liotta's character, like the main character, who said like,
that you're funny.
How?
Yeah.
No, sorry, funny. You're funny, man. Yeah, it's fucking scary.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And we get kind of like more, a lot of themes in this movie get kind of fleshed out into full-blown story arcs in The Sopranos, one of which being,
amuse you.
wise guys not paying their bloody tab,
Yeah.
It's Vesuvio all over again, so guys is like, you owe me several $1,000s, which is, this is like in the 60s, so you can assume that equates to several million, because that's how money works.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Was it the 60s? Late 60s?
Earlier 60s at this point, I think they are. So we skipped forward a few times.
Okay.
But the guy asks for his money, and he gets smashed upside the head. Which leads to the guy kind of, complaining to Paulie, and apparently it's a big problem that Joe Pepsi is out there. He's a loose cannon, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. Don't give him the restaurant. It would be like putting a silk hat on a pig. I don't mean no disrespect.
Mate, where I'm from, Dem's disrespecting words.
Yeah, and the guy who's saying this stuff looks like Paul McCartney, is what I noticed. This little
He's got the kind of desperation and sadness about him, about like a mid-Wings era Paul McCartney, as opposed to a kind of...
Come on, he's hit me in the head, and I just...
hit me in the head, and no one likes Joe.
Silk hat on a pig. If you shoot him, it'd be great. What? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. That's not what I meant.
So basically, what happens is the mob end up getting cut in on the business, and this is something that's, again, it's explored in The Sopranos, and it's horrible. It's how the mob works. And one thing I liked is that it shows us how it has to really change since the 60s to modern day, which is you find a business, you somehow get in, you max out every line of credit they have, you buy shit they don't need, you sell it off, and then you blow the place up. It's horrible. Human parasites.
There's a weird efficiency to it, though. It's quite nice to watch just how the process works.
I liked how neatly they burnt down the building.
Yeah.
Right up nice little lines.
It feels like a video game. You pump enough stuff into it, and then bing, it's leveled up, and then you burn it down, and then you go on to the next one.
And then you get an extra gold coin or something like that,
Yeah, Ray Liotta's probably voicing it as well. So.
Ray Liotta needs the money. Ray Liotta, if you want an app developed, get in touch. Yeah. Maybe we can see about a freemium. It could work.
So Tommy wants Henry to be his wingman for a little date he's got coming up when they're burning down the restaurant. He's like, hey, come with me. I've got to try and bang this girl, basically. And, she's got a friend with her. She won't come alone. I'm like, well, obviously she won't come alone because you're a psychopath. But so she won't come alone. She's got a friend with her. I figure you come with me. You go with a friend, yeah?
Yeah. Friends.
Wingman situation going on.
Have you ever been a wingman?
Never.
Well,
for good reason.
So yes, we get introduced in this awkward double date
to Dr. Melfi from The
Fucking
Sopranos. Yeah, spotted one. It's like bird watching.
It's great, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's really easy bird watching.
Yeah.
If you've watched like several hundred hours of birds several times,
Yeah.
and the birds are really well written.
Yeah,
in
Blu-ray quality.
Yeah, and that's what you basically are getting here, you know?
Yeah, but no, I was very excited to see her.
And particularly exciting as well is the fact that we get like co-narration as well.
Yeah, that was a great thing. I've written down we get Melfi's perspective. That's before I knew her name was Karen. But that handover of narration
To her.
I thought that was great.
It is because
I didn't see that coming. I thought, right, Ray Liotta's character, Henry, he's going to narrate this whole thing.
It's one of the most interesting things I think about the whole like mafia movies, and it's something that's it's not explored in a lot of films. It's explored in this and a bit in Casino and obviously in The Sopranos as well, but the role of women within the mafia itself.
Yeah.
And kind of exploring the level of, where do they kind of go, right, I'm putting up with this, but I know what's going on, or the level of ignorance involved, or the kind of how guilty are they by association, stuff like that. It's really interesting getting to hear her perspective.
Refreshing.
It's really refreshing, yeah, definitely. So Henry no-shows the second date.
Yeah.
Ever been stood up on a date?
No. I've not been on that many dates. Like, proper... like, first date type.
Yeah.
First date. I've not done that much.
So my next question was,
I've
have
not
you ever stood anyone up on a date?
No. I wouldn't do that to someone.
Yeah,
because I'm a great guy. But no, he stands her up, and then she stands up to him.
Which is fucking. This is great. It's like he shows the date, and then she just like shows up in a car and like
balls
in front of everyone. Like, this is an inherently incredibly sexist, dangerous organization.
She doesn't,
and it's the early '60s as well.
She doesn't know at this point though what he does.
No, because she's from a Jewish family, I think. So she's not. I don't think the Italian like thing is perhaps slightly alien.
She gets
to her.
it yet.
But yeah, it's amazing to see she just comes and she's like, you're a fucking asshole.
It's amazing. Yeah.
And of course, predictably, like any of these movies, when you're a fucking asshole man and someone stands up to you, you fall in love with them.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, well, I don't blame him because it's just the kind of...
The chutzpah.
Yeah.
It's because, I mean, if you look at like Carmela in The Sopranos, or like, a lot of the women in gangster movies, they play the role of... I'll shut up now and...
Yeah. I feel a bit guilty sometimes, cry a bit, but mostly be quiet and let... Yeah.
Which is awesome to see her, like, as this completely different character.
Yeah, straight away.
Is really great.
Yeah.
Big dinner dance date.
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean...
They get a special table at the restaurant just brought out to them. I like that. I like the man holding the table.
Yeah.
Just bringing it out quickly.
It's like Lady and the Tramp, basically, but indoors and with humans. It's basically Lady and the Tramp, but way better on every level whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I love the line as well, saying that he works construction.
Yeah, we get the what do you do question. It's I'm in construction. Or garbage.
I'm garbage, man.
I am garbage.
I am human garbage.
True.
Don't date me. The comedian who appears on stage here.
Those one-liners. Oh, man.
Take my wife, please.
That's his first line.
He just comes out, I hate women. Were you feverishly stealing material? I know I was.
I liked one of them. I liked doctor gave a guy like 5 months. He couldn't pay the bill. He gave him another 5 months. That's genuinely, I think that's...
Then I found out the doctor's a woman, so I hit her. Take my wife. Take my wife. Go in the kitchen. I hate you. I hate women.
Yeah, there was that one, wasn't there? There was like a go somewhere you never go. There's the kitchen.
We've basically done this man's entire set now. I hope he's not pissed that we've delivered it with no gusto whatsoever.
He's long dead.
So basically, they have this big, huge plan, which is they're going to like steal this like money from Air France. The whole idea is being that they're where they are in the time. They're close to an airport. It's just like back in the 60s. Everyone's got their hands out. Everyone can be paid off. The security guard is like, you can just come in and take this money, give me a taste, and it's fine. And it's not like these days where airports are like maximum security. They literally walk in.
Yeah.
They don't even use a gun and just take a suitcase full of money and get $400,000.
It's impressive.
Which in modern money is probably around $80 zillion.
Yeah.
Which works out at around £20,000, British pounds, which is a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because £20,000 back then, that's around £100,000 now.
I love these on the fly
which
calculations.
is, I'd say, at least $1 million US. And don't get me started about euros. It's probably worth dozens of those. Ray's fucking 21.
Yeah, he's 21.
400 grand.
Yeah.
Do you retrospectively look back and go, I should have been a gangster?
Yes. Every day.
Every day.
Every damn day.
I don't know. I don't think we've got the muscle for it. Like, I'm not sure.
No.
The
We'll,
road
we'll,
not
we'll
taken.
think on about that.
Maury's wigs.
Yes.
You had a big grin on your face for this guy.
Fuck. This is my favourite character and bit. Is just Maury.
My wigs don't come off. Buy them.
And then he jumps into a pool.
Wig doesn't come off.
Maury. He never shuts up, does Maury?
Yeah.
His wigs never come off. He never shuts up. He's already in trouble. He's saying things like schmuck on wheels.
Schmuck on wheels, which is like kind of
some kind of schmuck on wheels.
It's like a much less effective version of Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
Instead of delivering hot meals to elderly people, they send complaining men around going, I got money. Like, it's great. It's schmuck on wheels.
Just
Yeah.
fuck him in the ear.
He says that he doesn't. I love it. He says he didn't agree to 3 points on the VIG. The fact I knew what that meant.
I didn't know what that meant.
Points of percentage. VIG is the principal.
Okay.
You add on the interest to it. You know.
Okay.
You miss a payment, the difference is tacked on to the principal. These guys work a tight ship. I'm just saying, gangsters
Are
running.
you a financial advisor to like criminals?
No, I just I checked
You
out.
paid attention.
I checked out Sopranos wiki because I'm like, these guys are speaking another language here, and having
need
done
to
that,
work out what it is.
I'm just saying that if they were the mob were running the financial institutions, you know, the bailouts in Obama and Obamacare wouldn't have even happened. So think about that. Wall Street. I'm getting a little political. A little political
It's
here.
fine. It's welcome.
Karen receives unwanted advances from this creep next door.
Good old Bruce.
Good old Bruce.
Bad old Bruce.
Bad Bruce.
Bad Brucey.
Bad Brucey.
Bad boy Bruce.
Brucey's going to get a bonus.
Bruce the bloody bastard.
Bollocks Bruce going to get a bonus right in the face. This is great. I know this mob man is going to do something.
Yeah.
He's going to do something bad.
Oh, this is one of
and
the
the
first
tension where he's got
properly
walk straight up to him. And I'm like, straight away I'm thinking of the scene in The Sopranos where Tony kicks curb stomps the guy and my fucking daughter, and he beats. He pistol whips him.
Yeah, I thought he was going to die, this guy. I thought, he's dead.
I thought, pistol whip. No, he just keeps pounding
him in the face.
over and over. And, he passes the gun back to Karen and it's covered in blood. And she's like, it actually couldn't help but being turned on.
Hide this.
Hide this. Awful. Awful.
And that turned Karen on.
Yeah.
And the next scene, they're married. That's how you do it. Give a girl a gun to hide. You're marrying her.
So those folks out there with your OkCupid profile pictures, bloody 78 works a charm. You wanna turn on the ladies.
Is that your username on OkCupid?
bloody 78. Now my username on OkCupid is my fucking daughter. My fucking daughter. So yeah, they marry.
Jimmy
Brilliant.
Two-Time on OkCupid.
They marry, and everyone is called Marie.
Yeah. I love that observation from Karen that they're all married to girls named
I like
Marie.
that she's kind of an outsider, so you get to hitch along with her and find out this weird ass world. And the amount of money they get, so many envelopes.
Yeah.
Granny, I know you're 90 something, but take a fucking hint from this.
Yeah.
That's an envelope.
Keep showing that film to your grandparents.
I'm just saying, right? £5 isn't what it is 10 years ago. All right?
Yeah.
10 years ago, £5, that's around $80 now. I could go on. I'm just saying. Some people. Henry stays out a little bit late, and this is kind of the clash of cultures, basically.
That's not okay with old Jewish mother.
Old Jewish mother, who's also basically, she's in Sopranos as well.
Yeah.
She plays old Italian mother in Sopranos. She can basically, this actress can play any old shrill old woman from any era and any ethnicity. I like that.
Yeah.
And he stays out late, and she tries to give him the business, and he just laughs at her.
Yeah.
And just turns around and walks away.
There's a bit of because Ray Liotta and Karen are presumably around 20 something here.
Around 22, 23?
Early 20s.
Yeah.
And you kind of forget how young they are until Karen says, "You don't know how I feel, Mum," and then just like storms off,
runs upstairs,
Dad, yeah,
puts on like, you know,
oh yeah, no, they are young, they're young kids basically.
They haven't got their own place yet. Yeah. Like it's crazy to think.
The hostess party, which is where she feels really kind of alienated, with the ladies with the
weird hair,
the fluorescent eyeshadow, basically.
You know, it looked like in RoboCop when they're putting on that goo to not die from the sun.
Yeah,
that's what they're putting on themselves here.
Yeah,
and she's like, they're just talking about hair and beating their children. It's not exactly like fun times.
No.
And yeah, it's again because she's an outsider.
Yeah, it's fun to get that.
Get to see how dreadfully weird it is. Like she said, they look beat up.
Yeah,
the women,
and they're wearing kind of rubbish clothes,
and they're like they're tacky almost. You know, they've got money, but they've no class. Essentially, she hates them.
Yeah,
and she's basically starts talking to hang out with these women. She starts talking to Henry. She's kind of like, I'm a bit worried about this lifestyle, where it might lead. And he comes out with this gem: nobody goes to jail unless they want to.
It's a solid line.
That's why OJ didn't go down. He simply didn't have it in his heart.
Your
He didn't want to.
I don't want to.
Get out of here, you. Come back when your attitude's improved, yeah? You have to want this. Yeah? You gotta have heart to do time.
And then, like, the next scene is them hijacking something and Tommy's shooting out the window or something.
Yeah, like shooting and he's
something
going off.
Fucking ridiculous.
I like... Karen's like, well, they're seeing all these like heists and all the shit that's going on. She's just talking about like how normal it seems, basically.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like in The Sopranos, you can always make the argument with, you know, Carmela and the likes, which is, you know, they were brought up, their family was in it. You know, there's always someone in the extended family who was used to it.
Yeah.
Here's a woman in Karen who's only been associated with someone for, you know, a few months, and already the violent lifestyle, the money.
It's becoming normal.
It's normal.
It's because she's surrounded by those people that are becoming family, and the only people you see.
And it's kind of they keep it insular.
People.
You only see people who are in with this thing of ours or whatever. You know, even when the police come calling, it's like it's normal for her. She's not like
just sign the thing, pay them off.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
We get a nice photo slideshows over. They're talking about like, you know, them going all on holidays together.
Robert De Niro's fucking face.
I'm just saying that was the movie there that we really missed on.
Yeah, that
Goodfellas 2, Wacky Hawaiian Vacation. Like,
I'd love that.
You know. Tommy and you know Jimmy lose the watermelon in something, you know, like that, something light.
Yeah,
counterbalance this.
Exactly, that'd be lovely.
I'm just saying, there's still time, you know, to do that movie.
Yeah,
all the principal players are still of age.
Yeah, well, they're of an age.
Well, they are alive.
They're still alive.
Not all of them are human anymore. We can't, you know, but
no.
Whatever.
The old Liotta clause in the contract.
We fast forward again to 1970.
Yeah.
And who do we see? It's fucking Phil Leotardo himself.
He comes straight in, is doing some kind of
fucking shine my shoes. He is an asshole.
He is an asshole. He's very rude. What's his name? Billy Bats.
Billy Bats.
Yeah.
The tension.
Big mouth Billy Bats.
Big mouth Billy Bats.
Boom. Yeah, the little fish.
I really came close to calling him Billy Blanks, the innovator of Tybo, who once starred in an action movie with Rowdy Roddy Piper. It's not Billy Blanks, it's Billy Bats. Different guy. Billy Bats. But yeah, he's a complete asshole, and he's just antagonizing like Tommy, and you know as well, like how could you not know that Tommy is this very volatile person?
Yeah, but the line that kicks Tommy over the edge is after it's all kind of calmed down, Billy Bats just comes in with, "Go home and get your fucking shine box."
It's what I love about like the fact that you can be 1 minute hugging someone, and the next minute literally killing them.
Yeah,
it always blows my mind,
yeah.
and it's you know, I know it's a movie and they're fictional characters and all that, but you can't help but think, yeah, these guys are mostly all based on real people. There were people like this.
Yeah, scary.
Shit like this happens.
Yeah.
You know, in modern civilized society in the most affluent country in the world.
Yeah.
Like barbaric shit like this, men being
this.
beaten to death was happening.
And it wasn't that important. Really.
No one seems to like raise an eyelid. The fucking beating they give him, Jesus.
Yeah. It's just before the beating, I made the observation that Tommy might need to be put down. This was the point where I was like, okay, this guy is too much of a loose cannon.
Well, you've watched Sopranos, where it's like, if you're an asshole, you get put down.
Someone's going to kill you. It's either the bad guys or the good guys out of mercy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, he's going to die at some point because he's just too too wild and
he's too charismatic to survive.
Well, he is.
Like.
But he's mad. He will just lash out. He's like a little dog.
Yeah, it's funny because it's like the qualities that like it serves him in many ways. Like he's a sociopath.
Yeah, he's always all cute and funny. Ow, ow, he's biting me. Ow, ow, ow.
Why
ow,
are you
ow,
doing
ow,
that?
Ow. We're gonna have to kill this dog.
You see, the problem is the only reason we have to kill him is because there's no way for you to put Joe Pesci up for adoption. So you've got to kill him, really, in this sense. Yeah. So yeah, they get this really vicious beating, and it's kind of it starts with them just like kind of kicking him down. You think, oh, it's a beating,
and then it's a murder.
It's a proper murder.
Yeah,
fucking hell.
Wrap him in a tablecloth.
And they're going to, and he's a made guy as well, which you're told. So you know that this is obviously.
I didn't. You don't know that then, do you?
No, they do say that he's a made guy.
Oh, okay.
And that
they find it. I thought that was a later thing.
Later on, they start freaking out about it because they think people are going to find out. But you do know quite early on that he's connected. Like, you know.
Yeah.
We get an amazing scene with Joe Pesci's mom.
Oh, she's so sweet.
I like it solely because the bit with the painting, where he goes, "Look at that there. There's two dogs, one looking this way, one looking that guy, and there's this guy here saying, what do you want?" Like,
wonderful.
I want to go to the fucking Louvre with Joe Pesci. Like, hey, look at this fucking guy. There's a fucking bridge there. There's a guy on it. He's like
water there.
Water fucking running underneath there. I like that. It's fucking good. You know, hey, that's a painting of a thing.
Yeah,
I know things.
It's the looking at a painting equivalent of saying that a cake is quite moist. It's like it's saying nothing really.
Yeah.
It's just going, oh, that's that and that's that. Yeah.
Well, mate, if you say cake is moist when it's not, like,
that's the only like compliment for a cake, isn't it?
Well, you obviously watch a good bit of Great British Bake Off. If I made you a dry cake and you told me it was moist, I mean, don't pity me, man. All right, I don't need cake pity at this point. Okay?
I'll point out any soggy bottoms in the future. That reminds me, I need this knife. The fucking casual way.
The biggest, most murdery knife in the fucking house.
That reminds me, I need this knife. And then comes up with some story about
this reminds me, I got a dead body in the trunk I gotta take care of.
I hit this guy, I mean a deer, and I need to cut off his paw. What's it called? The paw? The hoof.
And they're all like horsing this feed into them as well.
Yeah.
They're eating all this food this big fucking spread, and like Ray Liotta's sitting there, he's clearly like he's
distressed.
He's stressed, he's unwell, and these lads like with a body in the car are stuffing their fat fucking faces.
They're stuffing their faces, they're making silly jokes. You know, you need to get a nice girl. I get a nice girl every night, you need to settle down. I settle down every night, and then in the morning just get up, you know.
And I think people always throw around the term sociopath without really actually knowing what it actually means.
It's
but
Tommy.
This here, this is Tommy. You want to know what sociopath is? It's this.
Yeah. Ha ha ha! Dinner. There's a dead guy.
Like not factoring that in at all. It's really like it's great because I love this when you like have these scenes. It's kind of like it's funny, but then you do feel this little bit of tension. You kind of it's an amazing feeling when you're watching a movie like this.
And then we're back at the start.
Back at the start, exactly. Jesus Christ! But like, yeah. He gets stabbed a couple of times and they take him out. Shoot him. It's
even the second
visceral.
time, that's really difficult to watch, the stabbing.
Yeah.
Because you see it.
You know that he's already given a beating and he puts it right in. Fucking awful. Put the knife in me. Turn the blade. See what's going on.
Is it Tommy doing the stabbing?
Yeah. Tommy stabs him.
Without really kind of caring or thinking about it.
And there's like kind of... This is the point where Henry's kind of like... Killing people is very normal. Yeah. It's how these guys deal with their problems.
Getting desensitized. Saturday for the wives, Friday for the girlfriend.
Or the Gumas, as they're also known.
We don't hear Guma in this, do we?
No, they don't. No. I like that. That's a good fucking word. Guma. Guma. It's one of those words that if I tried to spell it, I'd probably make a dog's ear out of it, but I can pronounce it like a fucking pro. A Guma. You know, it's great. Yeah. Henry lies to Polly about Billy... Straight away,
the mystery of Batman.
You just, it's bad. You don't lie to this guy.
Billy Bat-bad.
Billy Bat's bad, bud, bo. It's one of those situations, folks.
Yeah.
I would find that they're going to be building condos over where they've murdered the man and buried him.
Dig him up and he smells awful.
Because it's 6 months.
Yeah.
So a man, he's, I'd say, a good 40% worm food. The rest of him is just bowels at this point. That's not and again, Ray's getting sick and the other guy's
Joe Pesci's laughing. Yeah.
Joe's like, hey, we're going to get some steak and eggs out of it. Fuck off! Hey, let's go kill some more people. So we get introduced to Janice, who's the Guma, and she's like, it's funny because at this point you start hearing less from
Karen?
From Karen.
Yeah.
And more from Janice. And Janice gets the big house. And you kind of like, you have the whirlwind romance again, but with the Guma. And I've always found interesting, which is even though they make the big tough guy kind of like, Guma is whatever, I don't care, she means nothing.
Yeah.
But you can tell with the whole kind of, buying her this beautiful house, and they are like trying to
beautiful house. It's like
beautiful for the time.
The flat for Janice is so ugly.
Oh, it is very ugly.
Such an ugly place.
But mate, they don't know that, do they?
No, they're happy.
They have no taste. Not like you or I. Cream walls, baby.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Exactly.
But yeah, it again, I kind of always get a sense of that they're trying to almost recapture the.
Yeah.
Having anyone who's got a second wife or they want to have that
doing
thrill.
It again.
Yeah.
Having some more control over it. I don't know.
It's weird. It's weird. Never had a mistress. Can't really. Have you had a mistress? What was it like? Tweeting at Cinema Swirl.
Me neither. That's on the record. Thank you.
Mate, we'll edit out any discrepancies. Yeah, so no one knows about your mistress.
You know when you're digging up a dead guy? Yeah, guys at home?
Hey?
No?
Whoa.
Okay. Edit that out.
Edit that out. Don't worry about it. Get introduced to Spider, another big fucking name.
Chrissy Moltisanti.
Christopher Moltisanti, indeed.
Chrissy.
Chrissy.
Hey.
Oh!
Hey.
Oh! This fucking guy. Chrissy plays like kind of... You see guys like this, he's at the bottom, at the very bottom. He's getting drinks. You can... Anything you do, you're gonna get... There's gonna be some problem.
Yeah, he stutters a bit.
He stutters a bit and he mishears what Tommy says to him.
Yeah.
So straight away, that tension's just dialed straight up. Because here's a man who, in the first scene, you're kind of like, oh, he just jokes around a little bit. But then you do see this very violent side of him.
Yeah. In fact, the funny how do I amuse you? That's like the only bit where it's then like, it's a gag, it's a goof. After that, it's all like, it's a shooting, it's a murder now.
You killed him.
That's the last time you see him go, it's a joke.
And he says he wants to see Spider dance, and he shoots him in the fucking foot.
Yeah.
Awful way. Oh, Jesus
Terrible.
Christ.
Yeah.
And then we start seeing, the inevitable decline of the romance, essentially. Where, Karen is like, has this massive fight with him. And there's several points in the movie where you kind of think it's like, and then they're happy forever. He makes a lot of money and they're happy forever.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're having this big, massive fight and all the narrations going on about how fucking horrible things are, she just walks past and it's like, oh yeah, by the way, they've got a kid now.
Yeah. There's no kind of big child... There's some like big, important points that aren't really shown.
And I think it's...
Because it's more about the characters and the interaction. So like having kids, that just happens and it's... Probably because in that sort of world with all those people,
expected.
It just happens. You just see kids turn up, and that's okay. There's new, right?
But they don't factor into it, and you don't get any sense that
I don't know their names.
Yeah, I don't think they've given names.
They forgot.
So it's round 2 with Spider.
Oh fuck!
Who tells Tommy to go fuck himself, and straight away you're like, you might as well start digging your own grave. There,
did feel like not sick, but like when he says, "Why don't you go fuck yourself, Tommy?" You feel something inside that's like, no.
Oh, mate,
no. No.
And what's awful as well is that, like, Jimmy and them, they're kind of like, oh, you're not going to take that, are you? And, like,
they accidentally encourage him and he takes it.
He murders him. And they're like, oh, you murdered him. And he's kind of like, what? And, like, part of me is kind of like, yeah, what? You egged him on. You know this man. Surely you know that's what he was going to do.
Yeah. It does seem like Jimmy is kind of egging him on, but not on purpose, thinking he'll understand a joke, but surely he's known Tommy long enough to realise. Mate,
don't mug yourself and don't fucking murder people. Oh, you know how Tommy is? He has a few drinks and he gets a bit murdery.
Yeah, so Chrissy's gone. Yeah, Spider, sorry.
In and out like.
Yeah.
Flesh him. He's wasn't made out for this world, unfortunately.
No.
And as punishment, because he did a bad thing, he has to take care of the body.
Oh, no.
A fitting punishment. Mr. Tommy, for your crimes, you have to dispose of the body and deliver a heartfelt sermon at his funeral.
Poor Spider. He was only like a kid, though. He looked really young. Then.
Yeah, he looks like he's a boy. Like.
And Henry's kind of like, he's dead. He's the only one going like, this
Henry can
is
almost
dead.
see that because Henry was him basically a few
but
years
you
previously.
You just killed him.
Yeah.
He's dead now.
He's not
Do
alive
you not
anymore.
understand that that's what's happened here? He's like, oh, dear, he's dead.
Who's
Oh,
going to get a
yeah.
drinks now? Oh!
They move on so quickly. It's scary.
I can't expect him to go over and start hugging the corpse like, oh, come on, you're fine. Oh, come on, don't break my
joking.
Oh, I broke your balls. I murdered you. It's okay. We're fine. I'll see you. We'll have a coffee, huh?
Yeah.
A coffee. So we hear from Karen again.
Yeah.
She's like banging on all the doors of the Guba's home, screaming at the top. I love she's taking no shit like.
No. It's really like
she's going straight for the Guba, and then the next scene she's pointing a gun at Henry's head.
That's awesome.
I kind of fell in love with her a little bit at this point.
Yeah.
Because
she knows everything that he's doing, and she's still like putting a gun in his face.
And it's kind of like he can't play the whole kind of it's tradition, that kind of card in this case because he's not from that traditional family, that background. He is just being a fucking scumbag.
Yeah.
I think they're being scumbags anyway if they have the extra
They
wives.
are like criminals.
Yeah. Well, I keep forgetting.
They're
about
gangsters.
That,
Yeah.
She's essentially trapped though because she's like, I don't want to kill him or I don't want to leave him.
Yeah, she says
if I leave him, someone else will get him, and then they win and I lose.
Yeah, she's still attracted to him.
And she said she's really attracted to him,
yeah.
which is kind of... Mate, we've all been there, mate.
It's a very grim home situation.
And then, literally, Henry is all kind of, oh, baby, blah, blah, blah. And the second she shows any sort of, oh, okay, he pulls the gun on her, and he's,
Very upset.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Horrible stuff.
Grim. Grim.
Paulie and Jimmy attempt to straighten him out. They're like, you're doing too much fucking junk. You need to make things right in your family life.
They go to Janice's shit apartment to have this conversation.
By the way, Paulie's you go away, have a little holiday or whatever, I'll talk to your wife. Yeah. And he says he'll make it just like after they were married. It's going to be, what's he going to say?
Yeah, he knows exactly what to say to her, apparently. I don't know what that is.
Hey kids, are you having trouble with your relationship? Maybe this large Italian man can come in and get the spark back. What's he going to do? Suggest positions for them? Or what is he going to come in and make everything better?
I don't know.
I assume it's something to do with money.
Probably. He's probably just throwing some money at them and gone, everything will be alright.
Comes in with have you heard of this? Like a TiVo or something like that. It's going to change your life. There's a big FBI bust. They rough up a guy.
Yeah.
That guy's sister happens to be a typist for the FBI.
Well, they rough up the guy, but they're taking him to a zoo.
Yeah.
In Tampa, Florida, and dangle him over to the lions.
If you know from any sort of game, the more creative you get, the more points you get for a kill.
So that's a really creative scare tactic.
Definitely. I mean, that's a really creative way of doing it there. So yeah, they threaten him with a lion. And yeah, he's got someone who works for the FBI related to him. They all go to prison. Everyone. Paulie goes in for something else as well.
Yeah.
But Jimmy goes to prison, and Henry goes to prison, and even the guy they're beating up goes to prison as well. Yeah. So he's in the car, and he takes a load of yellow pills, and looks up and goes, "Now take me to jail." Yeah. I love that. I want to say that at least once to my.
Now take me to jail.
Now take me to jail.
Yeah.
The cooking scene.
Yeah, prison seems fucking awesome because they're just cooking things and they get lobster,
fucking steaks.
Yeah, looks great.
Yeah, but I mean, prison, mate. It's not all it's cracked up to be. 3 onions, 2 cans of fucking tomatoes. Yeah. Are you fucking stupid? That's the ew. What do you reckon to the
razor blade method?
The razor blade method. See, I
smart.
I don't know where... I know you make burgers and donuts sometimes. Yeah. I don't know where you stand in the whole cooking thing.
I've cooked, not much.
So what do you reckon to the garlic technique?
That's good.
How would you go about it? I mean, would you chop garlic? Would you crush it? Would you...
I don't have limited resources like they do in prison, so I can just,
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out, is he kind of going oh, this is all... I'm like, that's shit, because your fingers are going to really smell like garlic, and most of it's going to go on your hand.
Yeah.
But again, they are in prison. And I can imagine trying to sneak in a garlic clove crusher into prison.
Yeah, wouldn't quite work.
I don't know if that would work.
It says a lot about Paulie as a character.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. He's got patience.
Patience.
I don't have the patience to do that. I couldn't.
But he knows the importance of it and what it will do to affect the rest of the meal.
That's very good.
Yeah.
That makes us sound like a proper film podcast right
Yeah.
there. We are buffs. We know what we are. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to two men who know what they're talking about.
That's been written into the film for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing. That's there for a reason.
And the words that they said, those were there for a reason as well. All right.
The actors all turned up and filmed their scenes.
You know what? I think that you know who doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah.
The script writer. Yeah. Exactly. So.
Yeah.
Awful visit from Karen. She's basically using her to. All right, if you're going to use someone to be a mule, okay, at least this is going to sound awful. If you're going to use someone as a mule, at least have them bring in drugs or a knife or fucking something proper for prison.
Yeah.
If you turn to your wife or loved one and say, "Bring fucking mozzarella." And dried meats. You're making them a deli mule. And no one deserves that. What happens if you get caught with all of that? You're going to look like a fucking idiot. Ma'am, why have you got 10 pounds of salami on your person?
Hungry.
Yeah, you're going to... Don't do that to...
Got an appetite.
Fucking hell, that's awful.
Yeah.
You know, give him heroin. At least they got a cool story to tell when they get home, you know? And then we cut to 4 years later where Karen is waiting for him outside.
He's out.
He's out, parole. They got a job because they're all connected. I'll be honest, if that was prison, I wouldn't have minded 4 years of that.
No, it seems great.
They're not even in general population. They've got their own little house.
Yeah, they're paying people off even though they're in prison.
It's like a 4-year sentence of boys' house.
Yeah.
Sounds
Fun.
all right to me. Yeah.
You're in there with your mates, people who you like.
In there with your mates, and if you can stomach the onions, good times are going to be had.
And he gets out and he goes off for a dinner, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And
Big hey, welcome back dinner.
And I said, we should be mobbed up just for some of these dinners. They look great.
Seriously, I mean, I've did a big rewatch of The Sopranos recently, as I said, and I kind of got into the habit of like watching episodes while we were eating Italian food, because if you are sitting around, folks, and you're watching any of these fucking movies or any of these like mob shows or anything like that, you will get hungry.
Yeah.
Last night I watched the finale, Melanzano. You know, I'm just, that was great, like, you know. But watching this now, I've got a fucking fiendish hunger on me.
Yeah.
Big fucking dinner.
Yeah.
You know,
massive dinners.
Do you see the amount of sauce they make?
It's all just like red and yellow.
It's lovely. All good. It's all good. Red with cheese on it, and all. They always make like 3 dinners. It's like, oh, I've got a lasagna and veal chops.
That's why everyone's mum has like leftover stuff that they can just heat up when you come round at like 4 in the morning.
Because they all make exactly.
Yeah. I've got loads of dinner. It's just all here. I've just made too much.
Do you ever feel like you were born into the wrong ethnicity?
Yeah.
I'm just feeling it, like you know.
I want big dinners.
I'm not going to get big dinners for Irish. Protestant, you're not going to get.
Stop calling me.
I mean, you might get a lot of tiffin. That's about it. Like,
I don't know what tiffin is.
A giant tray of it, like enough to feed an army.
Stop saying I eat tiffin.
No, you don't eat tiffin. You fucking destroy tiffin.
No. Don't know what tiffin is.
You don't even know what it is.
I don't know what tiffin is, and you accuse me of eating tiffin all the time.
Unbelievable.
Rude.
Let's see where we...
Yeah, and loads of like cocaine as well. So there's the big dinners and loads of coke, basically.
Yeah, and he basically threw in
enough
prison,
cocaine to make a fucking sandcastle from the coke. It's really...
He has essentially like got into drugs in prison.
Hard.
He's got a connection in Pennsylvania. Paulie's basically telling us, you got to stop this.
Yeah.
And he's not doing it from a holier-than-thou perspective.
No, he's saying you need to stop.
He's saying, you need to stop this because, a guy I know has been pinched just for, like, being involved, like, not even doing it, 20 years. And this is actually something that, like, killed the mafia in the 50s and 60s, which was getting into drugs. Because drugs, it's not like, racketeering or gambling or thing where it's, softish charges.
The fun crimes.
The fun crimes, Once it's drugs, it's like fucking 25 years.
It gets serious, yeah.
And that's when people start ratting and people start getting killed.
So Paulie's literally saying, don't sell coke and don't involve Jimmy and Tommy.
He's basically gone over to him saying, please don't ruin mafia for me.
Yeah.
I love mafia. And you were going to ruin it for me.
Henry just says, next week I was selling coke with Jimmy and Tommy.
You had one job, you motherfucker. So yeah, Jim, Tom, and Henry all become coke men.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking at this point, as a Pepsi advocate, you must have been fuming
disappointed,
at this.
yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, reasons why Pepsi is better. Number one, they follow us on Twitter. Number two, it's got zero sugar if you take the Pepsi Max. Number three,
it's got maximum taste.
Maximum taste.
Yeah.
Guess what the life sentence is for being caught with Coke? 25 years. What's the life sentence, Sam, enlighten people, for being caught with Pepsi?
A stern telling off for your mum for drinking too much. That's it.
That's it. And you know what? I can take a few of those on the chin.
Exactly.
Yeah. We're better men because of it.
Big heist time.
Yes, the Lufthansa heist.
Yeah.
They plan it all. They've got some serious fucking characters in this one.
Johnny Roast Beef.
Johnny Roast Beef. Did he go wee all the way home? And you know, he looks like a roast beef as
He does, yeah.
I want to pour gravy on him and have a Yorkshire pudding beside him. Like, you know. But yeah, you got Stax as well, the guitarist, who's played by a...
Samuel L.
Jackson. Not nice to see him here in this early role for him, you know. And what I love most about this scene is you get to see all the planning, you get to see all the kind. You know, Maury tips them off this big huge steal they can do from the airport, millions of dollars, you know, which has got to be at least twice that nowadays.
Yeah.
And they do it. They literally just do it. You don't see it.
You just get like a phone call saying, "It's the." Oh no, you hear on like TV or radio. That
Ray's in the Henry's in the shower and he just hears on the radio saying it's the biggest heist in history.
Yeah. Oh, we did it! Yeah.
Everyone's happy.
Done.
Easy.
Lovely. Don't see it. You don't need to see it.
They make the big score. Everyone's happy. The end.
It's Christmas.
Johnny Roast Beef predictably goofs up and buys his wife a giant pink Cadillac.
Yeah. There's a scene of Jimmy basically greeting people who have fucked up and bought things. Like, they come in through the Christmas stores. Like, oh, look who it is. Oh, why did you do that? Take that off.
And Jimmy, who's very calm, cool, and collected, is like kind of, why did you buy this Sabutio set? Like, people are going to know, you know, even though it's Christmas.
If it was Tommy on the door, there'd be corpses like straight away. For
come in the doors and step behind the pile of bodies to get in, like, you know. Yeah. But yes, it is Christmas. And Henry gets them a cocaine-coloured tree to celebrate. Yeah. And decorates it with what appeared to be Pepsi logos. I like that. It's very, very good. Yeah. And the next scene, Tommy comes in to meet Stax. He's like, hey, put on the coffee. He kills him. Yep. Why does he kill him? He left the truck and he got high and there was fingerprints, so they're like, it's a loose end. Yeah. So you can kind of see why they do it. Yeah. It's kind of, okay.
It's still quite brutal.
They're probably going to get caught and, like, you know...
kill everyone who's connected or you can
everyone's connected, that's fine. Yeah. And Ray's... keep calm, Ray. Henry's kind of, like, a little bit shocked. They're like, don't worry about it. It's fine. And then Maury gets killed because he's asking for his money.
Yeah. Maury, who doesn't shut up about the money.
Poor
and you
Maury.
know something's going to happen. He keeps going, well, I need my money. The balls on this man to just keep going on about his
money. Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, in fairness...
Literally, his catchphrase is, I need my money. I need the money.
He needs his money to get his wig business going.
Yeah.
And yeah, he gets ice
I've got
picked.
wigs to buy.
If you are going to kill me in a mafia hit, ice picked to the back of the head. I know.
Yeah, you're okay with that?
Better than garroting, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I think that'll be all right.
Okay.
In terms of melee kills go, that's a quick time event. That's like boom, one button.
And then he gets chopped up. You don't see the chopping up, but it's just that. Oh, we need to chop him up. Okay.
All right. Then Johnny Roast Beef and his wife show up dead in the car which they bought. Yeah. Literally, and it starts becoming. It's not people who might lead them back to it. Now it's like Jimmy's become paranoid, and it's like he's
killing everyone.
He doesn't want to share the money, and it's like 6 months later, and no one's seen any money, and everyone involved, bar like 2 people, is dead. Tommy's going to get made though, so everyone's kind of excited about this, you know.
Jimmy's very excited about Tommy getting made.
Yeah, Tommy's going to get made.
Yep.
He gets all done up in his nice little outfit, you know, all shiny.
The other 2 can't get made because they're not fully Italian.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that was a thing.
They allude to it in The Sopranos, where Phil's character is really pissed off about how he says, you know, they'll make anyone there. Because in The Sopranos, it seems like kind of people, you know, Chris gets made relatively, like, people seem to get made quite quickly. Yeah. And there is a kind of like, in a sense, it's like it got diluted over the years almost.
Yeah, people do it too quickly.
Whereas now it's kind of like exclusive only for your pure, you know. Now they'll let any old mudblood in, like, you know. Next they'll be making Muggles made guys, you know. It's the way it is. But yeah, Tommy shows up for his big day.
His mum's like, "Oh, you look great, ready for your big day, lovely
big day."
Yeah.
First day at gang.
Gang school.
And it's great. It's something which
Packed him a lunch.
You see a lot in The Sopranos as well, which is kind of like when you see someone from a certain camera angle and you know someone's going to get killed.
Yeah,
like seconds.
I saw the death coming. Yeah, literally like.
As soon as he shows up, you went.
Yeah.
And then 2 seconds later, bam, he was popped.
And Tommy even goes, "Oh no."
This is the worst episode of Made I've ever seen. Like, I want to be Made and shoot him. Like, there's 29 minutes left to go. Exhibit didn't even get to see him rap.
Shot him in the face as well, so his mum can't get a nice open casket funeral.
They take that shit seriously. And again, it's reparations for Billy Blanks. And the guys are like distraught. They're fucking devastated and they can't do anything.
Yeah. Jimmy's so angry he pushes over a phone booth.
Jimmy cries almost as much as Robert De Niro cries in Analyze This.
Not seen that film, mate.
Oh, fucking phony shit. So we're never going to do Analyze This, but any excuse to do Robert De Niro crying, you know.
He's sad. That was their big moment, wasn't it? Because if Tommy got made, then they were kind of made.
They were like kind of being made by proxy because they were a little gang.
And this was the moment where I thought everything's going to be okay, and then it's very quickly apparent, no, it's not okay. He's gone.
And it's kind of like everything they're doing, you know, you get to feel like, you want to go, lads, you're getting a bit ahead of yourselves.
Yeah.
With the cocaine and murdering everyone.
Getting a bit much.
You get a little bit much, you know, I'm going to dial it back.
Yeah.
We cut to the roaring 80s,
yeah.
where Henry is now 80% cocaine.
He is.
He looks fucking gross.
Yeah, they do a good job of making him look gross.
Disheveled, eyes. Even Karen as well, they're all using now. He's basically become a cocaine factory.
Yeah.
Everyone's involved. His Gumal's involved. His babysitter's involved. Everyone's playing a role. And he's doing everything you shouldn't do. At the start, he's talking about how careful and safe he is and how he'll never get caught.
Yeah.
And he's like, his house is full of cocaine.
I know.
You know, like the lady who he's got packing up his cocaine, just throwing it around, like massive amounts of the stuff. And of course, with cocaine comes paranoia.
Yeah, I've noticed that the sign of like using cocaine is messy hair.
Yeah,
like no one is like a heavy cocaine user and has neat hair. It never happens. Everyone's just got like ruffled hair if they're snorting a lot of coke.
I don't know. This movie goes a long way to make you seem like cocaine is just the worst idea ever.
Which it is.
It's kind of like
kids at home. It is.
It is. I mean, that's a feeling that most of us seek to actively avoid.
Yeah.
I don't want to be fucking alert and sharp and all like that. No way. No. Awful.
But we get the stream of awesome music here. This is the kind of like playlist that's skipping from thing to thing.
The whole sequence, he's got all the shit he needs to do. He needs to make dinner, but because he's in the mob, it has to be 10 fucking dinners he has to make.
Yeah.
He has to pick up his brother from the hospital. He has to go and get rid of these guns. And all this while, he sees a helicopter and the paranoia is setting in.
Yeah.
And it's just boom, quick pace.
You see the time on the screen. Great scene. Yeah.
And he's keep kind of telling himself, and you really get a sense of like, this is how the coke brain works.
Yeah.
He's really fucking. He's actually
got to do this and this. Yeah.
He's actually quite good.
He's getting things done.
He's getting things a hell of a lot done than he would with other drugs, I imagine.
I love how important the source is in all of this. In this tense scene about what he's got to get done, it's like the source needs to. It can't stick.
He's like he's been tracked by a fucking helicopter, and he's like ringing home, going, "Are they stirring it?
Yeah.
Are they stirring? You know, a nice spot. Have you watched The Wire?
No.
Oh dear.
No.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I'm going to say, I mean, you know, you've seen Sopranos. Watch
The Wire's the other one, isn't it?
You need to watch it, like, definitely. Oh, Wire fans at home, Senator Clay Davis is a doctor. Amazing. This movie, fucking star power.
HBO the movie.
Exactly. And of course, again, in another little bit of, here's more people you recognise who aren't in any other things. Beansy fucking buys the guns off him.
Yeah.
Fucking, amazing.
Beansy's there.
Amazing. I love this entire sequence.
Yeah.
He has got too much to do.
Yeah. Because he finally sits down to dinner at like 10:45.
Which is too late.
Way too late.
Fucking veal and, you know,
There's
lasagna.
so much.
Mate, he's going to shit a brick.
Little cans of Pepsi to go with it.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, facing the camera.
So if you're a cocaine addicts, obviously the brand of
Pepsi,
choice is Pepsi.
Yeah.
Because maybe if they're drinking Coke, they don't want to be kind of like, oh, I could go for a little bit, like, you know. It's the same reason why heroin addicts don't use skag flavor. You know, no, that doesn't work. Snip, snip. So he gets arrested. Yes, he was being tracked by a helicopter. It wasn't local police. It wasn't FBI. It was the narcs.
Yeah.
And he gets arrested by Al from Home Improvement.
Never did get that lucky hat.
No. Hat debacle. Narcs basically have got the phones all tapped.
Yeah.
Everyone's busted.
So cocaine down the toilet, gun down the pants. Classic routine.
I mean, if you do that the other way around, you're in for a bad night.
Yeah.
Just saying, clogged toilet, cocaine all over your private area.
You're in for an interesting shower.
Definitely. But yeah, I mean, how sloppy he was. Like, he's his babysitter.
It's all caught up to him.
She's obviously gonna fit. The babysitter was making drug deals on the phone.
Yeah.
You don't get the sense that this is a triumph of law enforcement.
No.
You get the sense of this is a man who's essentially arrested himself.
Yeah, basically.
It's like he slipped on a banana peel and fell into some handcuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets bail, and he's like, no money left now because it's all in this cocaine, and his mother-in-law has to put up the house.
He comes home to get whatever is left of the coke, and it's all gone. It's all down the toilet.
And she's flushed. Karen's flushed it down the toilet, which is kind of like
smart move.
That's smart, and he goes fucking ballistic, and
everyone's crying.
It's a complete
Everyone
meltdown.
feels awful. Yeah.
And in a movie that, after around 20 minutes in, has already given you several brutal fucking scenes.
This is one of the most brutal.
The fact that they managed to build to this.
Just that, we don't have anything. We're completely fucked.
Everyone wants to kill us. I'm going to prison. We have no money. And we've run out of Pepsi.
Yeah. It's kind of like building up to everything and then it's all suddenly gone. It feels like gambling.
I mean, it's just kind of like
increasing your bet and keep going, and there's all suddenly gone. You're like,
I can't help but feel if they had spent the time and stress with all of that dinner with a good quality, excellent and delicious frozen pizza from Goodfellas,
they would have got that time back in flavour
and freedom. Yeah, freedom.
And not a prison sentence.
I'm just saying, Goodfellas, could any consumer withstand the tag team powerhouse of an out-of-work Ray Liotta and a fiscally desperate Sam Chaplin, Kevin Mann of Cinema Swirl together?
Yeah.
That's a triple threat right there.
Yeah.
Sweet, sour, and a weird-looking one. Perfect. Easy peasy. You're going to move product. You're going to move pizzas. Paulie gives him some cash.
And that's how Goodfellas Pizza started.
Do you want to say that again because I spoke over it?
And that's how Goodfellas Pizza started, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, there you go.
Paulie basically, he does worse than popping him, or he goes, here's a little money.
He gives him a measly amount,
like $3,000.
Yeah,
which is probably worth steak and kidney pie at this point.
not enough for the coffin.
He's like 25 years, and literally means absolutely nothing to him.
Yeah.
But you can see, why Paulie is like he's doomed as well.
Yeah.
Because stuff like this is going to keep happening, and you kind of feel bad that everyone's losing, and like this, he makes the way of life seem so amazing. It's kind of like, and they completely ruined it. Like they did more damage to the mafia themselves than I think law enforcement ever could have. It's really interesting. So Jimmy meets with Karen.
Yeah.
And this is a horrible scene.
He gives us some money. That's an extra $2,000 on top of the 3,200 they've already got.
So they can have one coffin.
They're building up a life.
Building up a coffin together. They could literally, if they bury themselves together, they're sorted. Basically.
Yeah, they're done. Yeah.
But he's like kind of like, hey, you want to get some dresses? They're just around the corner over there. Oh, here? No, over there.
They're in my van with the puppies.
They're down there.
Creepy.
And then there. Keep going. Can you just...
He gestures, he goes like, in.
He just gestures a little gun like, pow, pow,
You're going to die if you go
Can you put this target on your head, please? Like, no, don't worry. It's just, I'm goofing around. My friends go, oh, we put a target on your face. It's funny, isn't it? She drives away, and like at that point, it becomes obvious that they're running out of options.
Yeah.
Jimmy and Henry meet, and Henry's kind of like, the way it works in this whole thing is that even how violent and vicious everyone is...
Yeah.
The person who's going to kill you is more than likely going to be smiling and being your friend and all that. And I kind of I almost feel like Henry he reveals himself to be so much smarter at this point.
He's wise to all of this. He knows exactly what's happening.
Like how he
gets there 15 minutes early
and Jimmy's already there. And Jimmy's like, yeah, we got this rat. Do you want to go kill him?
Yeah.
With this guy you don't know in Florida.
And during that scene... in the diner when they're sort of sitting there and the window, the background kind of creeps in.
Yeah. It's really
unnatural.
It gets the tension, right?
It works. It feels like everything is literally closing in on Henry.
And he's left with no other choice. He does something which is some would consider unthinkable, but he joins witness protection.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
He becomes a rat.
He becomes a rat.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think witness protection is a pretty good deal. Like,
yeah, it always sounds great. You just get to go somewhere else and have a new life.
Yeah, it's like you get away with it.
Yeah.
That's fucking great. You get to have a phase of your life, and then you can just do it. I don't understand why
it's bad.
I mean, I do it. I'm just saying, Sam, if we were in the mafia, as we've spoken previously several times, longingly about being the mafia, I would rat the fuck out of you.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just saying, you know.
Okay.
New city, new identity, new podcasts. You know, what's cooking with Kevin Matt? A different name.
You've scuppered it there, mate.
What's cooking with Barry Sacramento?
Okay, good name. Yeah, and some other lad.
I'd review popular cooking dishes.
Yeah, you build a whole new life.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, done.
A bit more sense with the Goodfellas promotion. Actually, now that I think about it, if I was doing that, okay. I'm just considering my options at this point. Really,
okay, interesting. Do you want to go for dinner later?
Maybe. Do you want to go to Florida? You know, there's a rat. He said that you don't like Pepsi. You know, Jimmy gets busted. Paulie gets busted. That's what's awful about it, is that, you know, Jimmy deserves, I think, to go down
at this point. Yeah,
but Paulie, what's his bad thing other than he prioritizes?
He's a mob boss.
He prioritizes aprons over humans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But actually, he's the closest thing to a good guy this movie has.
Yeah,
he's calm, he's cool, he's generally quite even-handed. He's the closest thing you have in this movie to someone who is fair.
Yeah.
And he gets taken down because of
Henry.
Yeah, and it's not kind of like a triumphant, hey, the baddie gets taken down. It's like, no, you just kind of betray everyone.
Yeah, and there's the police saying whoever sold you these suits had a wonderful sense of humour, which is my favourite line of the whole film.
That's the worst. You talk about kicking a man when he's down, like. Yeah. So we get the awkward court scene where he's kind of like, he has to actually point him out in court and all like that, and everyone goes away.
What you're saying about why witness protection isn't so bad, you don't understand. Henry kind of breaks the fourth wall to explain to you why it isn't all that. It's like he misses the life that he had. You know, you can be able to get everything at your beck and call just instantly by ring for it, or you'd have all the things you wanted, and now he can't even get spaghetti and meatballs.
Oh, fucking wow. Learn to cook, you fucking asshole.
He has to live like a schnook.
A schnook?
A schnook. You don't want to be a schnook.
What the fuck is a schnook? And then you get like
schnook on wheels.
Yeah, you find out basically in the post-credit sequence, you know, he's living his new life. He did like go back to prison, for a little bit, but overall he seems to kind of he gets back on the straight like 87, whatever.
Got divorced.
Gets divorced after 25 years of marriage.
Yeah.
I fucking love this movie.
It was great, and Sid Vicious singing "My Way" at the end. I think it is a brilliant ending song.
Yeah, definitely. It's again another one, but again that really gives a Sopranos took that a lot, which is kind of the big boom punchy credits, kick-ass song.
Awesome.
Fucking love that movie.
Great film.
What do you think?
Like, fantastic.
Really?
Loved it. Yeah.
Does this make you inclined to watch more Scorsese, more gangster movies? Because we had a lot. Godfather and Scarface are on the list there as well.
I'm still curious about those two. I think those need to go back into the swirl at some point.
You know what's always funny about Sopranos? They talk so much about the Godfather in it. Yeah. Kind of like, the Godfather. They never mention Goodfellas, do they?
No, because it's the same.
Does it make you... Because I had a friend who watched this and then kind of went off the Sopranos a bit, thinking that they thought it was a bit derivative.
It is, but not. I think it takes those ideas and runs with them in a great way.
There's been rumblings for the last 5 years or so that they optioned a TV series of Goodfellas.
Right.
But that would be derivative.
Yeah.
If you were to do that now, because I think it's been done.
Yeah.
But in terms of does this make you more interested in the genre? Although I'm not sure.
I think so. I just I mean, even though it is a gangster movie, it's just the characters are great.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily it's not that important that they are gangsters. It's just that that's their situation, and but they're greatly written characters. So it might be more Scorsese.
Because
possibly.
where would you rank the three you've seen? King of Comedy, Taxi Driver, and now this.
This is the best one.
This is the best one.
Yeah.
Followed by King of Comedy, would you say?
Yeah,
or?
followed by King of Comedy, followed by Taxi Driver.
But you've liked all you've seen from him.
Yeah.
That's a fucking great thing, like, because
Yeah.
he's a director who's got a significant body of work, and he's
won?
awesome.
He did win an Oscar.
He finally won an Oscar. Yeah.
Okay.
He was famous for like never winning an Oscar when he should have.
Yeah.
You know, this is one of the many movies where people
did this get lots of things? No. Okay.
It won. He didn't win director.
Yeah.
And again, at the end of the day, that's what people kind of. And when he finally did win best director, people were kind of like, "That's nice, but he should have won it."
Oh, actually, I've seen Wolf of Wall Street.
Excellent!
I forgot that was Scorsese.
Yeah. I'm a big fan.
Feels similar to that in kind of tone.
Oh, with the narration and the music and the punching.
It's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
There's even a bit where he's like, I had this life and now I have to live like a schnook.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not like that. He's like...
A schmope.
Yeah.
A dink.
It's basically like, isn't crime great? Because when you're not doing crime, it's boring.
Yeah. So...
But yeah, no, this was awesome.
You liked this?
Yeah.
You liked it a lot?
Loved it.
This, like, I don't know, I'm on a complete fucking buzz now. I haven't just finished watching The Sopranos again. I haven't watched this. I just, want to, devour fucking...
Go into organised crime.
I want to go home and eat all the melanzano in the world. I just want to eat fucking, I don't know...
Go into the fridge, have some cold cuts of meat.
And have a panic attack.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do tonight, folks. Does this make you want to watch Sopranos again?
Yes. I've been meaning to anyway. So
this might nudge you on there.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You fucking love this one then.
Yeah.
How many star wipes?
5 fucking star wipes.
Holy shit. You heard it here first.
Oh, it's me, Sam Chaplin. Thank you very much for listening to this episode of Cinema Swirl. This episode was produced by Kevin. The music was by Sam. Sam edited a little bit of it, and most of the editing was done by Joanna Graham. If you want to vote for the next film we watch as part of our themed votes, you can do so on facebook.com/cinemaswirl. As always, you can follow us on Twitter, that's @cinemaswirl. And any questions, queries, comments, or otherwise that you have, please send them to cinemaswirl@gmail.com. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or whichever podcast thing you use, and leave a nice rating or review if you like the show. Thanks again, and see you next time. Bye! The new Cinema Swirl theme tune.
What? Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Hey!